legendary Mark Messier made one of the greatest guarantees in all of sports history, backed it up with a hat trick, Game 6, natural hat trick against the Devils. Mark, great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be on with you.
You got it. Well, I want to ask you, before we get to, we'll get to the Game 7, because it's a tremendous venture you're partnering up with the Rangers. The Kovalev goal, end of the second period, gave that team a boost in that Game 6, correct?
It sure did. The Devils were playing so well. They had us on the ropes for the first 2 periods. And one of the things that they were doing so well is they were really pressuring us.
Yeah.
When we going into the third period, instead of up 2-0, instead of 2-1, they kind of sat back and tried to protect it, which gave us ourselves a chance to get going and get our offense going, get the forecheck going, and it was a tale of 2 different games in that Game 6.
A legendary moment, legendary game. All right, co-founder of Game 7, multi-platform sports and entertainment brand that is now partnering with MSG Sports, including being named the first ever jersey patch partner of the Rangers. Tell us a little bit about the deal and the fact that now you are a partner with a team that you absolutely adore in the Rangers.
Yeah, I think Madison Square Garden, New York Rangers are family to me now, and the experiences I had here in New York City playing for the Rangers, ultimately winning a Stanley Cup for the first time in 54 years was pretty special, obviously. To be back here years later and be the first patch partner of the New York Rangers with the company that I co-founded with my dear friend Isaac Chira was incredible. And we are just pinching ourselves every day. Iconic brand of Madison Square Garden with the New York Rangers. That jersey that we're looking at right now is sacred in the realm of sports. The 100-year anniversary is going back to 1926, and to have our Game 7 patch on it. I think what really is interesting for me is how we align with the New York Rangers, Madison Square Garden. The stage where greatness is born and legends become champions, and it's exactly what Game 7 is about. You got to perform under pressure, and you got to do it on the biggest stage. And it just seemed to be a hand-in-glove fit with, for us, what we're trying to accomplish with the Game 7 brand, and to be able to partner with the New York Rangers and to do the storytelling under that umbrella is really special.
Well, I love it, and the patch is beautiful as well. What could fans expect throughout the course of the year and under this 3-year deal?
Well, I think for the first year, we all know it's a centennial year of the New York Rangers, 100-year anniversary, so there's activations all year long. Game 7 will be a part of that with different theme nights throughout the season. But for us, we continue to grow in different licenses. We're moving into the food and beverage eventually at some point. We have merchandise on Amazon right now with the league partnerships, and of course the New York Rangers. So we're really excited about the future and all the things that are coming our way.
No doubt. The Rangers season gets going tomorrow night. What do you expect from the Rangers this year on the ice with Mike Sullivan now as coach?
Yeah, I think, Mike Sullivan coming in with a lot of credibility, winning Stanley Cups. The Rangers have made massive changes internally. They've changed the real leadership and the nucleus of the team, which is not easy to do. It takes years to build that chemistry and for their team to really gel together. They made a conscious decision that they felt they needed to make those changes after the season last year. And Mike Sullivan's got to come in now and mold that team into a championship identity, which is going to take some time. But they got a lot of great young players. They got a great goaltender. They got to activate, in my opinion. They got to really get some of the young guys that they've drafted and developed in the minors inserted into the lineup if they can handle the pressures of playing 82 games at the National Hockey League level. But ultimately, the Rangers, I believe, should be able to make the playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs, who knows what can happen?
Roll the dice. Hot goaltender, power play, penalty kill. You never know what goes on. Mark, you were an unbelievable athlete, unbelievable hockey player, but your drive, and I love Game 7, your ability to go out there perform when the pressure was on the most. How were you able to compartmentalize the moment and be able to play your best when it meant the most?
Well, if I just take the games leading up to the days before Game 7 in 1994, I think one of the things I learned over time is that the time spent leading up there can be filled with a lot of anxiety, waiting for the game to start. And I think it's really important for a player to allow himself or herself to go through every one of the scenarios that could happen in that game. Like losing.
Yeah.
What happens? What's it going to feel like? What's it going to look like?
You think about losing?
Absolutely. And I think it's important not to kind of push that away, because the reality is we might not win that game. But the fact is when you give yourself the opportunity to kind of think about and imagine those scenarios, both winning and losing, that will relieve that stress of trying to compartmentalize if we lose. As you get closer to the game time, all that focus starts to narrow down to exactly what I have to do as an individual on the team and my responsibilities on the ice, and what we need to do as a team to execute. So the key word, the closer you get to game time, is execution.
Yeah.
We all have to go out there and execute individually and as a team. And the number one thing you have to do is belief in yourself. You practice this 1,000 times in your life. You know how to shoot the puck. You know how to pass the puck. You know how to follow a game plan. You know you have to be disciplined. You know you have to have heart and courage, and you know it. Now is the time to go out there and just let it roll. And that's what experience is. But you have to have an unwavering belief in yourself that you can get the job done, and trust your teammates that they're thinking exactly the same way.
How is it walking around this city being as iconic an individual as you are?
We just took the subway here.
No, I understand that, but people we're walking through the newsroom and people are like, is that Messier? That's Messier. Like, what you delivered to this city, not many individuals, not many athletes have ever done.
Well, I didn't deliver it. We delivered
your
as a team.
But you were the captain. You were the leader of that team.
Well, I played a part in it, and that's the greatest thing about sports and championships. Nobody wins alone. You need the participation of everybody around you, and you have to make everybody believe that we can get the job done, and that's the most important part. And that's most beautiful part of a team sport, is that you can't win alone. You have to do it collectively. We were able to do that in 1994 against all odds. It hadn't been done in 54 years, but we believed in ourselves. We had an amazing group of players that believed in each other, that put the time in. They were dedicated. They knew what we were up against. They were fearless. They were tough. We would walk through anything to help each other, and that's one of the reasons why we won.
Now, Mark, I know you run camps because I live up in Connecticut, right? I told you I was I asked my wife, Donna, I said, I'm interviewing Messier tonight. She's like, I love him. She might love you more than she loves me. But, I mean, the fact is we got 3 boys in hockey. What advice would you have for young hockey players, hockey parents out there that are going through that entire process?
Well, I think for any young boy or girl that's playing any sport is you gotta love what you're doing. Obviously, the passion, and I would encourage all the boys and girls to play multiple different sports as they're growing up. Ultimately, we know you have to start to specialize in one sport as you get older because of the competition that's out there. But I think as you're growing up and getting older, play multiple sports. And for the parents, the reality is, sports were invented for the health and emotional and physical and emotional well-being.
Enjoy it.
And enjoy it. Enjoy the whole process. If the kids are good enough, they're going to make it.
Well,
someone will find them.
Well, Mark, from my dad, Paul Malusis, I want to thank you for delivering that, helping deliver that.
Well, we talked about your dad, you and your dad being there. It's amazing, amazing.
Good luck with Game 7.
Thank you.
Patch is beautiful, and the 3-year
that.
partnership with MSG.
Let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.
Legendary Mark Messier.